But I did do one other video game related thing this past week.
What's that?
I went to the cinema, the theater. I went to a place where the movies happen, and I saw a video game character that is beloved by the world
Sephiroth
make his big screen debut.
Prince of Persia.
Mario.
I'm, of course, talking about Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh my gosh! Spoiler free.
It seems fun. Was it fun?
Was Sonic not in Wreck-It Ralph?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't remember him in there, but it's not to say he wasn't. There were a lot of very quick cameos in that movie.
I'm Googling it.
Okay.
He also could have been in the second one, which I
think
didn't see.
he was in the second one.
Wait, Alex, tread lightly, because I very soon, as I told you all last week, will be taking my son and his virgin eyes to see Sonic, his first film.
Let me be very clear about this. There's absolutely nothing I can spoil about this movie.
Also,
if you've watched a trailer, you know this is a movie, more so than just about any other movie I've seen in recent years, that delivers the exact thing that they promise.
Questions.
Yes.
Can we do this in a question
By all means,
style?
I'm happy to answer any questions you have about Sonic the Hedgehog, the film.
Give it to me.
Am I doing the right thing taking my kid to see this?
Yeah, it's fine.
Did you genuinely laugh out loud at least once?
I might have chuckled at a couple of parts of it, sure. I mean, no guffaws, no hearty laughter, but a little, all right.
Is it a scathing takedown of capitalism?
Not even remotely.
Do you think it would have been better if they didn't fix his face?
No, I think that, look, I'm not going to say that the work involved in that was worth it necessarily, but I will say that version of the character seemed a lot more watchable to me than the one they initially presented.
Interesting.
Was there anything you were genuinely impressed with?
I was genuinely impressed with how shameless they were about the product placement. There are very explicit references to Olive Garden and Zillow in that movie that they actually write jokes around.
I mean, the whole video is a product placement for
I
Sonic.
know.
Sure.
Wait, Zillow?
Zillow.
Wow, why?
Zillow?
Zillow is...
Wait, Zillow the house?
Like the
Yes,
real
Zillow.
estate?
Wait.
So the premise of the movie is
How'd they do that?
All right, let me give you the basic.
Trying to get apartments?
Let me give you the basic.
Wait, okay.
I got that.
Is
I can
Sonic
explain this.
going to Olive Garden, getting breadsticks, and being like, does anybody know an affordable one-bedroom that can accept cats?
This is a lot more about the human characters in the movie. So the basic premise. Let me just lay this out for you.
Is this
The movie opens with Sonic doing one of those. He's getting chased by Dr. Robotnik. He's like, you're probably wondering how I got here.
Oh, sure, the missiles
openings.
thing.
So the way he got there is they cut to an alien planet where he's from, which looks like a Sonic level.
What? Is that real?
In the movie, it is.
This feels spoilery.
He has. This is literally the first 5 minutes of the movie, dude.
Right, the one I haven't seen yet.
You're gonna be okay, Bakalar.
He's a baby Sonic the Hedgehog running around this island.
Baby Sonic.
Wait, is he wearing
is Baby
shoes?
Sonic as cute as
I don't-
Baby Yoshi? Or not Baby Yoshi.
He's very cute.
Baby Yoda.
He's very cute.
Baby Sonic. I'm Googling it.
He is raised by a matronly owl.
What?
Who I believe was invented for the movie.
What?
And in the middle of an echidna attack, he uses one of his magical rings to transport himself to another planet across the galaxy to get away from the people who are trying to kill him because he is incredibly powerful in incredibly vague terms.
Oh, he's special.
He's very special. He has incredible power. He doesn't know what it is yet, but so basically he's handed a sack of rings. The rings in this case are portals he can open to anywhere he thinks of.
Which
fuck is going on?
I'm
I
okay
just
with that.
wanna
'Cause- Yeah, go ahead.
I'm still stuck on Baby Sonic. I'm looking at pictures.
He's very
pretty cute. I would love to see the Baby Sonic before they fix his fucked up face.
Yeah, I bet
Can
that
you
thing is a
imagine?
nightmare.
They
Oh,
probably
man,
didn't get
I wanna
that far.
see that.
So
so
wait.
he eventually-
You said echidna attack. Is Knuckles?
They don't show Knuckles. It's just a bunch of echidnas that are apparently want to murder him for reasons that are left unexplained.
Okay.
So eventually he ends up on Earth. He ends up in the town of Green Hills, Montana. Heh.
Is that one of the
I don't get
laughs?
it.
Green Hills is one of the main levels in Sonic.
Green Hills.
Okay, I'm not that familiar with the Sonic franchise.
You know what? It's not important, but it helps a little bit.
Okay.
So he's there. It's a small town. He can kind of hide in the woods. There's a local coot who is the only person who knows about him and is like, there's a blue devil running around, but no one believes him.
A coot?
An old coot.
Yeah.
Like
like an old codger,
like a hermit.
Got you. Hangs
Yeah.
out at the bar.
a freaky
Spins the
old
yarn,
man.
Spins yarn.
Nobody believes this guy.
Sonic has no friends because he's in hiding. He's very lonely. So he eventually sort of like projects a friendship onto this guy who is like the local sheriff, who is James Marsden in the movie.
Yes. Can I take a shot in the dark here?
Yeah.
Does Sonic also absorb pop culture through like radio or TV growing up, so that it's like witty and knows like all songs and
Let's
stuff
put it
like
this
that?
way: the cave he lives in looks like every kid from the 1980s dream version of a bedroom.
Okay, so
Beanbag
yes.
chair,
Yeah.
road signs,
Okay.
like all that shit.
Why would he? How could he assimilate that quickly? I don't understand.
He's
I mean, he's been there. He's been on
Yeah.
Earth for about 10 years at
Holy
this point.
shit! Okay.
Yeah, he's been there for a while.
So he like went through puberty on Earth.
But so the thing that sets
10
everything.
years old is pretty young, dude.
The
well,
thing
no,
that,
he's okay,
I guess
go.
how old was he? Anyway.
Yeah.
whatever the case, I don't know how time works for Sonic exactly. He's an alien hedgehog. I don't really know how any of this goes. The main thrust, the thing that sets everything in motion, two things. One, James Marsden's character is applying for a job at the SFPD, which is why he's on Zillow looking at apartments, or his girlfriend is, or wife. They never actually explain whether it's girlfriend or wife. So that's the Zillow product
I would
placement.
hope just girlfriend if they are not living together.
They're living together.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But also, some people get married and don't live together. It's weird, I know, but
Really?
it's happened.
Fascinating. Send in a correction about that. I want to know.
Did they find? I knew a couple who were married who had apartments next to each other in the same building.
Okay.
Honestly, I
Wow.
respect that.
I mean, my grandparents have separate bedrooms. Like,
Yeah.
I see the appeal.
Yeah. So wait, did he find a place in San Francisco on Zillow?
I don't think they ever got that far because
okay.
before he could actually move to San Francisco to get the job, the U.S. government, led by a crack scientist by the name of, shall we say, Dr. Robotnik, comes to town because Sonic accidentally gets mad, and that unleashes his like weird speed electric powers in a way that causes a blackout across the entire Pacific Northwest.
I like everything about this.
Okay, pause for just a second. I want to do a whole spoiler movie thing here, but
No, this is about as far into the plot as I'm going to go. Also, again, I want to emphasize that there is literally nothing I can spoil about this movie because everything you think is going to happen does.
well, I just want a point of clarification.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the movie, Baby Sonic is being chased by Robotnik.
No, alien
No.
echidnas. On the island.
No
he's from.
Robotnik.
No Robotnik.
Okay,
Robotnik is
a human.
Is an asshole from Earth.
Human.
Yes.
Okay.
U.S. government scientist, weirdo that nobody in the Pentagon likes, but they bring in. His whole character is that he's so smart that it's just turned him into a huge dick.
It happens.
And so all he does.
Look at me.
It's the bullied turning into the bully. That's his whole character.
Sure. They ever call him Eggman?
And he has a million drones that all look like eggs. Yes, they do call him Eggman.
Oh fuck, man! Everything's getting spoiled for me, man.
Dude,
You said no spoilers. We're telling you the whole movie,
Dude,
Jeff.
I'm not
Alex.
Does Marsden step in Sonic shit at some point?
Stop
No,
it!
there's
Does
no
Sonic
shit
shit?
stepping.
That too.
But
There is a
does
chili
Sonic
dog
poop?
joke that almost gets there, but not quite.
Did they talk about how like the Zillow apartment has 2 bathrooms so we can crap?
The Zillow thing is a little less obvious than the Olive Garden jokes, which literally play into like the last scene in the movie. So yeah,
Depressing product.
Really?
Is he just going back for breadsticks constantly? Like
I don't want to
it's
spoil it
unlimited.
anymore. I
He
don't want to
gets all
spoil
the
it.
breadsticks in the country in
Here's-
2 seconds.
I hope
and that's
it's
how he
just
wins.
him saving the world and running back and getting free breadsticks every time they run out.
That's funny.
It
for,
is-
for
it-
a second.
Look, here's the
sounds
thing.
like-
What?
This movie is a Mad Libs tablet of human meets CG cute character and has to hang out with them despite their mismatched
Right.
personalities and in this case also species.
I get it.
But that said, it is a completely acceptable one of those. There are parts of it that are extremely dumb and like eye roll worthy. There are parts of it that are borderline entertaining. It functions. It gets from place to place without too much of a lull in between anything. There is one scene that is maybe like a little too much, too elongated, a reference to like, you know, Pee Wee Herman in the fucking biker bar shit. Like, there's
Wait,
a
in a
whole
good way?
There's a whole biker
Did
bar
he dance
like
on a
fight
table?
Dance to
scene.
tequila?
Does
that maybe-
Elvira like be like, wait, who's this guy?
It all goes on maybe just a little too long, but other than that, it is a functional, efficient one of those.
Is somebody in the biker bar named Mario? And does he kind of...
Stop it.
No,
Does
You
Sonic
shut
knock
your
over a
mouth.
bunch of motorcycles?
but there is one reference again that comes up very early in the movie.
Just leave something to be.
No, look,
Scene.
dude, this is it. I'm giving you the whole thing. The joke is that whenever Sonic is in a panic and has to eventually leave Earth in case someone discovers him or whatever, he's going to go to this planet that is all mushrooms. There's no living people there. It is just a place with breathable air and nonstop mushrooms. And he's like, that sucks. sucks. I don't want to go there.
Wow.
Oh, Sonic
what a
says that?
burn.
Yeah, he's like, no, it's a boring, smelly mushroom planet. Why would anyone want to go there?
Wow.
Burn.
Really?
Nintendo don't.
Really wish I
Damn.
would have experienced that organically. But listen.
Do you really?
Yes.
I love how this has turned into you taking your son to his first movie theater experience to
Me
you
getting
to you
spoiled.
just being able to see Sonic.
How's
Jeff's
Jim
gonna
Carrey?
be so huffy next to his son when you watch this.
Yeah. How's
Jim
Jim
Carrey's
Carrey?
fine. He's
Yeah?
enough of the aggro Jim Carrey without getting to the point of Dr. Eggman talking out of his butt. Like, he never goes quite that far.
I'm out.
Because word is he would not break character on set.
Isn't he that true?
I just think that's
you
how
always
he
hear
is.
that. It's so fucking stupid.
I don't think there's a character there
I know,
even. That's
it's a
just kind
joke.
of him like
Call me
dialing up
man.
the amount of Carrey depending on
it's
what
a
the
joke.
movie calls for.
I think we may have talked about that on the podcast before, but I truly cannot get enough of that interview where clearly the interviewer thinks that he is playing Sonic and he
Yeah.
keeps being like, I'm not Sonic. And she's like, so
Yeah.
you were on set every day even though you were CGI? He's like, I'm not Sonic.
Yeah.
She's like, but when you played Sonic, I
That-
love it
it's
so much.
cringeworthy and
It's-
just
I'm sorry. Is
It's
this with,
especially
like, Ben
embarrassing
Schwartz? Like,
because Ben Schwartz actually does a completely solid job
Oh,
of
I'm sure.
voicing a character whose only identifiable personality is that he's a little bit rude. Like, that's it. There's
Also,
really
he goes fast.
Yeah, he goes fast, but also like he has that very like 1991 kids edge to
Yeah.
him,
Like-
which is like, hey, yeah, you've discovered this much sarcasm, but not enough for any of it to actually have a pointy edge.
like you did a big burp.
Yeah.
And then you're like, whoa.
yes.
I'm a
He
little.
he makes that work in a way that is not excruciating to watch,
Okay.
which I think is in its own way kind of an achievement.
He also has a great Larry King interview about his Sonic.
I think he
Oh,
seems like an
yeah.
okay dude.
Yeah, he
cool.
seems cool. I'm worried.
Why?
I'm worried because my son's Sonic exposure has been dominated by one specific slice of Sonic, that being the anime Sonic X, and I feel like he's gonna see this and he's gonna be like, "This is bullshit."
He might be right.
He's not gonna think it's real enough.
Just make sure you Instagram that if that happens. Like
Yeah.
he stands up on the theater scene.
Yeah, just like
This is bullshit.
just poops on it.
I feel like I don't know. Maybe it's just damning it with faint praise, but like, yes, I do think this is probably one of the better video game adaptation movies out there. Now, granted,
That's great to hear.
That
No,
is
there's a couple of
not-
them
It's
now.
like a
No.
perfectly fine kids
Like
movie. I
the-
also think Wreck-It Ralph rules. There are
Yeah.
a lot of
I would
Yeah,
much
those-
rather watch something like
that-
the original Wreck-It Ralph than this.
That
but
Pokemon movie I heard was pretty
Yeah,
good.
people like
I haven't
that.
seen that one
the
yet.
Detective
like that.
Pikachu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard it was fine.
It's
I
just
think we're out of the shit. I think we're out of the shit a little bit.
I mean, I think that eventually this, like retroactively, this will inevitably be considered also the shit. Was these movies keep getting better? But right now, for what it is, if I had to take a child to this movie, I would not be angry that I had to do it. It was
And
fun.
then you could go
excited.
to Olive Garden after.
Yeah.
Before you check out a new open house.
Yeah, before you find out how much everybody pays on taxes on Zillow.
Yeah.
I think you could probably say live action video game movie because those are always trash.
Yes, yes.
And that's why I think that everybody was set up for this. 'Cause live action video game movies never work out. So up against the likes of Tomb Raider and Super Mario Brothers and Max Payne and
You know what though? There's a part of me that would not Max Payne and definitely not
the original Tomb Raiders,
The original Tomb Raiders. Those are fucking awful. I never saw the more recent ones, but
the Angelina Jolie. Tomb
there
Raiders.
was
Were those bad?
They were very of that like Resident Evil, Max Payne video game movie type.
they're trash. They're straight up trash. Those movies
Or
are
they
trash.
they are not good.
I mean, if there's no Olive Garden, I'm not interested.
Yeah, but I will say that like there is an anarchic, weird spirit to Super Mario Brothers, which is an abject failure, no question.
Yeah, but
it is just so odd and so off-putting in
Yes.
a way that no mascot video game movie will ever be anything like that again, because no one who holds the keys to a franchise will ever let anyone do anything like that
Yeah.
with their franchise again.
that thing is like an abomination that snuck out of the lab.
Like, this is focus tested to such
sure.
the nth degree
Yeah, yeah.
that, again, there is nothing that could feasibly offend you in this movie because it does not. It literally is incapable of that.
Somebody dropped off a lunchbox with a mushroom keychain, a blaster, and a thing that said Super Mario on it and gave it to somebody and said, make a movie about this. And they said, about what? I don't fucking care. Just make the money's in the lunchbox.
Yeah.
Just fucking make a movie. And that's how you wound up with that Super Mario Brothers
Totally.
movie.
And this is not that. This is again, it is the boilerplate script you would apply to any movie where a weird CG character meets a human who is 75% likely to be James Marsden just based on the sheer math of his career.
Right.
And so
right time and place.
Yeah, so it's just like they managed to make one of those with a video game character people care about.
Okay, second shot in the dark, and feel free not to answer this if it's gonna make Jeff Backlor mad and spoil his
I think we're
entire
already
movie.
too late.
We're past the point.
The Sonic help the main character in a relationship trouble by kind of helping him navigate those waters, or like through Sonic's kind of ignorant bliss, kind of he doesn't really innocence. He doesn't really know that much, but helps him figure it all out.
Is Sonic his realtor?
Sonic is not his realtor. That's a good question, though.
But Vinny's on the right track. I feel like at one point he puts on human clothes and just like pretends to be a
No.
Or like does a thing where it's just like, just be you.
Or it's like his like girlfriend / wife is like, wow, our thing is on the rocks, and then Sonic is like, hey, this is what you got to do.
I will say this movie is blissfully free of relationship strife. It is not really about that at all.
Okay.
Does Sonic have a romantic interest?
Not in this movie. No.
Interesting.
He's just looking for friendship. Like he just wants to be like to have contact with other like sapient beings and like have like some kind of friendship going on.
Sounds really needed
because he's kind of been on his own for a long time. The relationship is not really the issue. Like the girlfriend / wife character is like genuinely pretty supportive of everything and is very helpful. It's more about James Marsden's character not necessarily knowing what he wants to do with his life. And again, a big part of Sonic's thing is like, why would you ever want to leave Green Hills? This place rules. Like all these people know you and love you here. Why would you ever leave?
Taxes.
And
you
so
ever seen Zillow?
That's the conflict, but it's barely a conflict because it's just kind of a hum in the background to the main conflict of Dr. Robotnik wants to murder Sonic.
Ooh.
Yes.
Vinny raised his hand, by the way.
Who names him Sonic?
Himself, I guess. Like
Wait.
he's just Sonic when he gets
His
to Earth.
parents.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I guess the matronly owl at some point gave him that name. I don't know.
Do they speak English in Sonic Land?
Yes, as a matter
Why
of fact.
Is there an owl? That's such a puzzling
That's
choice.
probably
a
very
reference.
confusing.
It's probably
I
a
don't
And a
know.
hedgehog?
The last thing I will say, and this I will not say what happens during any of this, but
except the whole thing. Go
no,
on.
but stay post credits. There's a thing. That's it.
Is it funny and worth it?
You don't have to wait long enough through the credits for it to be a problem.
Oh, okay. Rousing endorsement.
Yeah.
How was your attitude when you told the person at the theater one for Sonic?
I didn't have to. My girlfriend bought tickets ahead of time because she was actually pretty excited to see it.
You got away with one.
I feel like most people who work at movie theaters do not give a shit.
Yeah, who's judging
Who
you?
work in a movie theater?
Al
The
gives
theater
a
I was
shit.
in was about 60% kids.
Okay.
Oh. I think it'd
laugh?
be weirder if Alex went to it alone and his girlfriend didn't go.
Yeah.
Were they? No,
I went with Austin. I went with my
wasn't
girlfriend. I went with
expecting
one of
you
her
to.
friends.
Hey, question.
What?
Were the kids seemed to like it? They were pumped.
They weren't
cheering?
bored.
A lot of
Like
laughing.
I heard cheering, I heard laughing, I heard a lot of like muttering, about like, oh, that's that thing. Oh yeah, they're referencing that
okay,
thing.
cool.
I did not see a lot of bored or yawning faces in the audience.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you giving me that insight.
Does Sonic become a pinball at some point?
Relax.
He rolls.
He rolls. He rolls.
He does the Sonic roll.
I mean, the Sonic roll.
Do they?
Yeah, well, I don't know what innuendo you're trying to make here, but I will say the thing from the video game where he rolls, he does that.
Oh, the thing from the
The
video
spin
game. where
dash.
he
I don't.
rolls and
He's
he
fucking
does
with me,
that?
right? Is
You
there
are.
something I don't know
Hey,
about?
It's an Olive Garden
just stop
reference.
being a bad
Just don't
person,
worry about it.
Fanny.
Look, they don't throw any explicit references to Sonic 2006 in there, if that's what you're
Bummer.
asking.
No. All right, good. I will probably want to see that at some point
Does
too. With my
Sonic look at the camera?
kids. Ooh. Does he tap his foot?
I mean, he must.
Yes.
He starts being like, I wonder how I got into this situation, right?
I don't remember
Nice call.
him.
So you tell the viewer to hit A.
No, there are moments where like he's looking, I guess at the camera, but he's not talking to the audience. There is
Is
narration
it
where
like
he's talking to the audience.
like a
but
The Office thing where like somebody
John
says something dumb and he
Krasinski,
like looks at the camera like, oh boy,
Yeah.
no,
brother.
not that. Not that I remember.
another day as a realtor, huh?
Yeah.
Is there a part where he's underwater and it goes?
And then he dies and the movie
Bump.
ends.
No, there's not that. No.
There's not a-
He does tap his foot though. He does the foot tap.
Okay.
Is there a
I'm
ring?
pumped.
He uses rings to teleport.
He uses the rings to
Dude,
teleport.
There's teleportation rings in the game. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
but only to like little levels where you collect balls.
They gotta save the Chaos
on.
Emeralds for the second
Does
one.
he ever
Really?
run
Okay.
into spikes and then money falls out of his body?
No, but there is definitely a point where he falls down and then all his rings spill out of his bag.
Oh, it'd be
That's-
hilarious if the movie ends with him impaled on a spike wall and he's picking his pockets for rings.
Isn't that the worst sound effect in that whole game? That like tinny, spiny noise, like ding. I hate that.
Does he go off a spring pad?
I don't remember.
I
him
really
going
just
off
want to
one.
know about the Olive Garden, to be honest.
It's fair.
Well, you'll have to watch the movie to get the various nuances of
Do
the
they
Olive
talk
Garden
about,
references.
does he eat at Olive Garden? Is like, wow, I feel like I just ate like 3 days worth of sodium.
I'm going to leave it for everyone at home to discover the bounty of Olive Garden references for themselves.
Is he always family?
Hey, just relax. He's already done enough.
All right.
Sonic don't got friends. He got family.
One more
Sonic the
morsel.
Hedgehog is joining the Fast universe.
Okay, good.
The
Wow.
Fast Saga.
I could see it.
Yeah.
I could see
mean, is it any weirder than John Cena showing up in that universe? No.
Wait, what?
John Cena's in the new one.
used to be family, now it's because we're Sonic.
Are you okay, Assy McGee?
Assy McGee.
Assy McGee.
You sounded just like
pretty
him there.
rad, yeah.
Assy McGee. What?
Assy McGee was this Adult Swim cartoon.
Kind of
where it
short
was-
lived.
Even I barely remember
It was
that
just-
one.
This like ass with a gun and legs was a
Wow,
cop.
I'm Googling it. It's
Yeah.
smoking a pipe.
Yeah.
Adult Swim used to be a lot more of a lawless hinterland where you could just kind of do anything
Yeah.
you wanted with cartoons.
Rick and Morty's all saccharine and fucking.
It's produced.
They were
Yeah.
kind of throwing just spaghetti at the wall, kind of like Olive Garden.
Yeah.
Oh, Sanchez was his partner, right?
Yeah.
God, that is way more than I have thought about Assy McGee in, let's say, 10 years.
Same,
Show.
Not
same.
longer.
I
I
love-
did a quick Google search.
Yeah.
Boy, what is this show? How did it get pitched?
I
have
loved all 4.5
questions.
episodes.
There was
Adult Swim used to literally be, do you have an idea
Yeah.
for a cheap thing we
Well,
can do
yeah.
animated? Have it. Do it.
I mean, 10
They're
ounce
like
mounts
15
was
minutes.
like people drawing on like notebook paper.
Yeah.
And I think
Or at least-
they had a lot of 12,
They
They
12
were
minute.
11-minute episodes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
11-minute episodes. All right. Wow.
Wow.
We
So
did
anyway,
it.
the
A
cinema.
journey.